Hello everyone, welcome back to my 4-Star School YouTube channel. In today's lesson, we are continue working on this game store application using the Flutter. So in the last lesson, we have finished the homepage for this game app, and we left this button navigation and the detail page in this video. So in today's lesson, we continue working on those two parts. If you are new to my channel, feel free to reach out to my channel page. You'll be find Flutter for the beginner tutorial and also Flutter UI from scratch tutorial. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, sum up my content, and open the notification so you won't miss out the future Flutter tutorial. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, first let's open our Visual Studio Code, and we are going to find our home.dar file, and this is our scaffold widget, and we're going to put our button navigation bar inside this button navigation bar attribute. So we're going to create another method. I'm going to call it build button navigation bar, right? And we're going to implement the method in here. So you're going to return a widget, right? And the name would be build button navigation bar. And we're going to return a container. As you see from this prototype, we have a shadow and also this rounded corner. So I consider using a container. So we're going to return a container in this case. So inside the container, we're going to first change the color for the container. I'm going to use this color, a little bit gray. And also, I think for its child, it will be another container. The reason I do something like this because this container have a rounded corner, but outside we don't have a container. So default you will have our like a primary color, so it will be dark blue. So that's the reason I use this container here. Only have the color attribute. So you only have something like this, and we can comment out this color after we implement that, so you know what's the reason I use container here. So for inner container, let's see, and we're going to implement this decoration. So we're going to use box decoration. So for the box decoration, we're going to implement the box shadow, and we have a box shadow widget. So inside box shadow, we're going to set its color. We're using color stock gray with opacity. Should be colors gray dot with capacity, and with capacity I set 0.2, right? And also we have this spread radius, and going to use just 5, and also the blur radius, and going to set to 10. Okay, so that's for container, and also for its child, and I consider using for its child I consider using this clip backed, because I'm going to give it a border radius for the container. So let's change its border radius. I'm going to use border radius the only we only have a top left and top right. Top left, so it would be radius dot circular set to 30, and also top right radius dot circular set to 30 as well. and we can make it constant. Okay. Right, and for this child, so I consider using this button navigation bar. Right. So inside the button navigation bar, we're going to have a list of items. Right, so we can save for now and to see what's coming up. Okay, I think we didn't implement any item inside this button navigation bar, so I can just use button navigation bar item, right? And we can place 2 items here. Okay, so the icon, I think will be icons.home, right? And also this should be inside this icon widget. And also we have a label, so I consider using home and just copy that, paste it here, and save it. And you are able to see our about the navigation bar. Okay, show here, and you see we have this rounded corner, right? And so that's the reason, because we're using this one. So let's comment out the color. You're able to see our primary color, right? So that's the reason I'm using the container with the color in this case. And for the inner container, we have this box shadow. So you can see the shadow behind this button navigation bar, and we're using this clip rack to cut this container. We have this rounded corner, right? Okay, so we can start from this point, and let's make our first icon. So for our first navigation bar item, so let's see, and okay, I'm going to add one more comma here. Just easy for like a format, and there are lots of attributes inside this button navigation bar. So first is this background color, and we're using the white color, and I think default is white color. Also select the color will be our primary color, and you can comment out this one because I think default color will be white color. And we have a selected color is a primary, and also we have a selected font size and change to 12, and also unselected font size change to 12 as well, because this one is quite big. And also we have it's an unselected icon color, and I will using this a little bit light gray, right? You see. So we're using colors.gray with capacity, we set to 0.7, and also the last one will be I'm going to change the type because we have more than 4 items. So I'm going to check it is type to button navigation bar type dot fix type dot fix. Okay, yes, and we can save. And nothing changed, right? Only a color and the font size. Okay, so for our first icon, and we can make a constant, and since we only have this home, I'm going to make a rounded, right? And we're going to change its size because this one seems a little bit small, so we're going to change to 50, and let's save. Okay, now it's much bigger, pretty similar, and then we can implement those 4 icon. And as you know, those 4 icon we have same these container around it with this little bit gray color. So I'm going to create another method return this type of icon. So I'm going to write a method widget. So after this build method, that's why another method I'm going to call it build item, right? And you will return a button navigation bar item, right? So it receives a string of text, which will be the label for this icon, and also the icon data, right? Contains a icon. So inside this method, and I'm going to return this button navigation bar item, and inside this button navigation bar item, we have a label attribute, which is the text, and also we have an icon, which is required. And here I'm going to use a container in this case, and I'm going to pass the margin. So the margin would be a constant edge inset for the button. Button probably 5 is enough, because you see we have a little bit gap between the icon and the text. And next one will be the padding. So we're going to use constant edge inset.or, probably 5 is enough. And then we have a decoration using box decoration. Here you're going to change the color, would be colors.gray with opacity set to 0.2. Okay, and next would be a border radius. So I'm going to use radius.circular, probably 10 is enough. Okay, so for the next one is it is child. So for it is child, we're going to use the icon. In this case, material icon. The icon will be passed by the parameter. I'm going to set the size to be 30, and also color is gray color. Okay, I think that's it. And we can use this build item in here, right? And for our first item, I think would be application, and it will be icons more horizontal outlined it, right? This is for our second icon. Okay, and for our, we can say for now you're able to see our second icon shown here, right? Are pretty similar, right? And for our third icon, so we can reuse this method and just change the text and icon. So for the third one will be failed, and the icon would be plate, right? Be a plate arrow rounded. Okay, outlined it. Save. Okay, I think a rounded would be better in this case. Okay, and for the last one would be book, and for the icon I'll be using auto story. I think we'll choose this rounded. Okay, let's save. Okay, seems pretty good. Very similar like this prototype. Okay, so next I'm going to implement this detail game page. So first we need to find this popular game and implement our click function. So let's back to, I think it's the popular game, and I'm going to wrap this car with our gesture detector. Okay, let's wrap it with custom widget gesture detector. We're going to implement it is on tap attribute. So we're going to return a navigator dot of context, and going to push another using a material purge route. Right, for this builder, we're going to receive the context and return this detail page. Okay, detail page. Right, so I'm going to implement this detail page because we don't have right now. So let's create a detail page. Detail.dar. and also we're going to create another folder which store the local widget. And for the detail page, it should be a stateless widget. Detail page, and going to import the library, right? Make this key unknownable. So replace this one with our scaffold. This should be a body attribute, and we have a center text widget, which indicates this is a detail page. It's hard to see, so we're going to wrap this one with our center widget. Right, since these are all constant data, so I just use this constant keyword, but we're going to remove it. Okay, after we implement this detail page, so also I think we're going to receive the GAN object, because we're going to use the information stored inside this object. We're going to import a library as well, and for this one, just implement this constructor. Okay, I think we can save it. And back to this popular again, we can import a library, right? Okay, detail page. So typo should be detail page, and we're going to pass the GAN. So the GAN will be a list of GAN, and we're using the index to access it, right? Okay. So that's pretty much, and we can save. And we are able to test it. So when I click these, again, we're going to navigate to our detail page. So let's try. Okay, I think it seems to work, right? For our second card, yeah, it seems to work. So we could start from this point to style this detail page. So as you see for this detail page, and I consider using custom scroll view because I want to use the Sliver persistent header for this background image. So let's back to this scaffold. I'm going to replace this center widget with custom scroll view. Right inside this custom scroll view, we have a Sliver attribute, Sliver's attribute, and list of widget. And so the first one will be the Sliver persistent header. Okay, something. Okay, I'm going to remove the constant keyword. So for the Sliver, okay, maybe typo, Sliver persistent header, and we're going to pass this required, which is Sliver persistent header delegate, and I consider create another widget, which is called a Sliver persistent header delegate. So let's create another widget which implement this one. So under this widget folder, we're going to create detail and Sliver delegate start. Okay, so for this one, and it should be a stateless widget. Let's check this one. So it must implement this Sliver persistent header delegate. So it's no stateless widget. It's a normal class. I'm going to call it detail Sliver delegate. Going to extend this class. So they have some method need to implement. So let's see. So first we're going to import the material library, and then we're going to implement those 4 missing override method. We're going to finish those one by one. So first, as you see, we're going to receive this image. So I'm going to pass the GAN object, so we can access GAN object image for this background. And also we're going to set the expanded height and also this rounded container height for this delegate. So we're going to make those 3 attributes. So first one would be the GAN, and then the second one would be a double expanded height. So the third one would be also double, one call it rounded rounded container height. Okay, and then implement this constructor, so detail sliver delegate. So in here I consider using this name parameter, make this required keyword, required again, and the star expanded high should have this required keyword, and also required list star rounded container height. Okay, and we're going to import the library for this scan. Okay, I think that's pretty good for now, and we have these. You can save, and then we're going to implement this build method. So for this build method, we're going to return a stack widget because we have this icon, this back button, go back button, right? And also we have I think this rounded container, so we can use stack widget in this case. So we're going to delete anything from here, and we're going to return a stack widget, right? So inside this stack widget, we're going to have a children attribute. So the first one will be our image. So we're going to use image access. We can access our game object, so we can use this background image. And however, we're going to set it is wet. So we're using the media inquiry, the up context, and size.wet should be size.wet. Okay, this is for our this is for wet, and also we're going to say it is height. So the height will be expanded height. We're going to pass from the outside, and also we have this feed. I'm going to use box feed dot cover. Okay, I think that's it. And this is for our stack widget, right? So I think we can implement those and try to see what's the result for now. So for this max extend, I think it will be the expanded height, right, in this case. And for this mini extend, I just return a 0 in this case. And also for this method, I just return false. Okay, and we can save it, and we're going to implement here. So we have a delegate, and we're going to use our Sliver persistent header delegate, right? Okay. Oh, sorry, it should be detail Sliver delegate, and we're going to pass it is. Okay, we're going to import library. We're going to pass it is GAN. So GAN will be the GAN here, right? And also the and also we have a rounded corner, and also see rounded corner and expanded height. So for the expanded height, I'm consider just give it 360. So expanded height. And also for the rounded container, probably 30 is enough. So let's save. We're going to click the first scan. Let's see. Okay, so you're able to see we have this background shown here, right? But we don't see this rounded container, and because I didn't implement it yet. But you see we have this expanded height is equal to 360, which is shown here, right? So we keep working on the stack widget. So after this image.ss, I'm going to use a positioned widget because I'm going to implement this go back button, right? So for it is child, I consider first using a container because we have the padding. I also change the container shape to box circle, right? And let's see, but we also need padding top and padding left. So I'm going to set the padding for this container I'm going to change this padding using this edge index only. Okay, so for only, I'm going to use top. Median query of context, padding the top, and also left just 25, and right also 25. Okay. Okay, we can change it to margin. Okay, and this is for the container margin, and also we have decoration, box decoration. I sure have a colors gray with opacity, and I'm going to set to 0.5. Okay, and then we have a shape. I'm going to change to box shape circle, right? And also we have a child, which is most important. I'm going to just use the icon, which is material icon start arrow back iOS outline. Okay, iOS outline right here, and also the color change to white. Okay, and we can save for now and see what's coming up. Here we're able to see these icon, but I'm going to give more padding. So padding would be edge, just use constant, index or 10 is enough. Okay, let's save again. Now it's pretty similar like this, right? And we're going to wrap this container with our gesture detector, and we implement this on tab attribute. I'm going to use the navigator dot context dot pop, right? So we can navigate back to our previous page. So let's save. Let's check if it works. Okay, it works. Send for this again. Okay, I think it's pretty good now. And next we can implement this one, which is a rounded container. So after this position, we're going to make another position widget. Right? So for this position, we have going to set the top. Top will be using expanded height and minus rounded container height, and also rounded this shift offset. Alright, this is for top, and also for it is child should be a container. We're going to change the decoration for this container, but before we're going to set the height and width. So the width will be medium query of context dot size dot width, and for the height would be rounded container height. Okay, and we have a decoration. We're going to use constant box decoration. So for this constant box decoration, and we have color, right? Color would be white, and also we have a border radius, and should be using this border radius only, and use the top left and top right. So using radius dot circular 30 is enough, and also top right I can use it 30 as well. Radius dot circular 30 as well. Okay, let's save. We can see we have a rounded corner shown here, right? Pretty good, huh? And let's see, we also have this one. I can create another container, so I will using say for it is trial, the container, it is trial, we're going to use another container and just have white probably 60 and height would be 5, right? And also color will be our primary color, and also make it so I need to import library. What? So primary, right? Oh, sorry, should be color. Okay, and also the most important is this alignment, so we can save without alignment. So you see this one actually very big, right? And also then I'm going to use alignment. So alignment, I'm going to use alignment.center. Okay, let's save. Now we see we make alignment this container in the center. Okay, that's good. I think we finish this part, this header part, because we don't have enough stuff fill in blanket, so it cannot be scrolled, but we will keep working. And I consider create another widget for all of those. I'm going to call it get info. So let's back to our Visual Studio Code. I'm going to create another file called get info.tar, and it should be a stateless widget. Get info, right? We can make it nullable key and also import library. So I think it's good, but we also need to receive the get object. So we're going to import library for this get. I'll also rewrite this constructor, and I think it's good now. And for this container, so I just make it a simple placeholder text get info. Okay, and then let's back to our detail.r, and after this Sliver persistent header, we're going to have a Sliver to box adapter. Sliver to box adapter. Okay, and I'm going to place child, place our get detail. Or should be get info, right? I'm going to import library and pass again here. Okay, let's save. And you're able to see we have this get info shown here, and then you can start from this point. So for the get info, let's back to design file. I'm going to divide into 4 pieces. So first is this get header, and then it's this get gallery, and then it's this get description, and the last one will be this get review. Okay, so and also the button include inside this get review. Okay, so let's first write our get header. So I'm going to change the color for this container to white color. Okay, it should be white. And also for it is trial, I'm going to replace this text widget with the column widget. We have 4 different pieces, right? And for our first pieces would be get header. So let's create a get header. Also going to pass the get. So and let's create this get header widget. So under this widgets folder, let's create a new file. I just call it get header.tar. So inside this header, it should be a stateless widget. Let's create a stateless widget. Get header, okay, and import library and make this key unknownable. Okay, so inside this one, let's back to design file, we consider using a row widget, right? This is our first row, and the second row will be a column widget. we have a first column, second column, and third column would be another row. Okay, so let's back to this container. So first we're going to give some padding. So using constant edge inset or and maybe in this case only give these horizontal padding. So will be horizontal set to 25. Okay, and for its trial, just be a road widget, and we can save. But we also need to import library in here as well. Okay, and again, also I think we forget. So let's implement its attribute. Again, attribute. We have again, right? And also we need to rewrite its constructor, passing this again. We also need to import library. So let's save. Okay, here we can start from this point. So first is our first row will be image. So implement it is children. The first children will be the image. So the image actually can form this again icon, and we have a void going to set in 80. Okay, so let's save. Okay, it's pretty good, huh? And next is for our second row. Going to keep some space, so I'm going to use sized box. Probably wait just 15. Okay, so the next part will be our column widget, and we have for these children as well. So for the children, we're going to use set its cross alignment to start, and implement its cross alignment set to start. Okay, and next for this child, so first will be again name, right? Okay, and the second one would be game type. Okay, and let's save. We're going to style it a little bit. So for our game name, I'm going to use constant text style. Okay, and inside we have changed the font weight using font weight dot bold. Okay, and also for it is size, font size, change to 20. Okay, let's save. Okay, now it's good. And for this again type, I think we need to add some space, so I'm going to use constant sized box, okay, for high probably 10. And for this text, we're going to use style, text style, and we can make a constant keyword ahead. Okay, so I think no for now, because we're going to use with opacity, so it's no static data. So we're going to use grid with opacity set to 0.5, and it's no compile constant, it's a runtime constant, so we don't need to use this constant keyword. Okay, it seems good. So for our third column, and going to keep the gap as well, so by just 5 is enough. For our last column will be another row, so we have a child, and as you see those are pretty similar, just different icon and different text. So I consider create another method. I'm going to call it something like build icon text. Okay, so after this build method, I'm going to create another method which return a widget. I'm going to call it build icon text. Okay, so for this build icon text, we're going to receive the text and also icon data and the color for the icon, right? Okay, and you're going to return a row. So inside this row we have a children attribute, and we're going to have our icon and text, right? For the icon, we can just use the parameter icon, and also we color, we're using parameter color, going to pass, and also change the size. 50 is enough, so that's for our icon. And for the text, and going to use this parameter from here, the text, and also we're going to style it, and sorry, it should be a text style. Make it constant, text style. Inside the text style, we're going to change the font weight, probably font weight bold, and also font size. I'll change to 12. Okay, I think that's it. Then we can use it. So for our first icon would be a star, and we have a 4.8, and those came from these our again object, right? So for the text, game.score to string, and for the icon, and so for the icon, would be icon start, right? And for the color just using colors.amber. Okay, that's for our first icon. You can save. You're able to see. Okay, it's pretty similar. And for our next one, I'm going to reuse it and change these to download. I'm going to concat some text. So here I'm going to use this one. Again, download to string. Okay, and we have these. Okay, and should be filed download outlined, right? Okay, and icon color should be red. Okay, so let's save. Okay, it's pretty similar, but we're going to have some gap between those two icon text. So I'm going to set to a weight to probably 30. Okay, let's save. Okay, it seems very good right now. So next we're going to implement this again gallery. So let's back to our widgets folder. We're going to create another file. I'm going to call it again gallery. Okay, .dart, and it should be a stateless widget as well. So create another stateless widget. Again gallery. Okay, import library and make it nullable. Okay, so also we need the can object to use it. So we're going to import library and rewrite this constructor. Okay, and we can save. And then I think inside this can info, we're going to import the again gallery, right? And also pass the scan object. Okay, we can save. So and consider using a list view and horizontal list view. But remember, we're going to wrap this view as container, and we need to give the height for this container, otherwise it will cause error. So we're going to give the height for the container, probably 200 is enough. And also we're going to add some padding, so I'm going to use a constant vertical padding. Okay, vertical going to set to 20, and for it is child, we're going to use a list view as I mentioned, using this separate name constructor, and we're going to pass implement those required attributes. So for this item count, it would be again images dot length, right? Okay, for these a separate builder, just a size box. Okay, constant size box. I'm going to set width to 15, and the last one is this item builder. So before we implement that, we're going to set a padding for our horizontal list view. So it's a constant edge inset symmetric. We're going to horizontal set to 25, and also going to change its scroll direction to horizontal. So by default it will be vertical, so we're going to manually change it to horizontal. So the last one will be this item builder, so we're going to receive our context, but I'm not going to use it, so I just make it underscore, but we're going to use this index. So we return a sized box, and because I only need this weight set to 250, and for it is child, gonna use clip rec widget, because I'm going to change it is a border radius, because we have a rounded corner, right? So let's change it is border radius dot, I can use border radius dot circular, and 50 is enough. And then we have a child. I'm going to use image access, and the image will come from the game image list. Okay, can use the index to access individual, and also the feed will be box feed.cover. Okay, I think that's it, and we can save, and you're able to see those gallery coming up, right? So we can scroll to right. Yes, pretty good, huh? I think it's sent for the second game, right? Yeah, I think pretty good. Okay, so back to our first one, and next I'm going to implement this remote text. So when you click this button, you will expand it. So let's create another file under this widgets folder. I'm going to call it game description.dart, right? And it should be a stateless widget, and I get game description. Okay, and also we receive this game object, import library. Okay, import library as well, and rewrite this constructor, this.game. Okay, make this key unknownable. Write a very simple text, so description, and then we can import from this again info. Should be again description. Right, we're going to pass our again object. So let's save, and then you're able to see our text shown here, right? So for this remote, we're going to use another library. It's just called remote. So let's use it. So add a dependence in our pub/space YAML file. Okay, after these Cupertino icons, I'm going to place our dependent, and you save the Flutter pub while running. Okay, I think we finished that part, and we're going to import a library on the top, right? And let's check this remit. We could just use it. This is very simple example. So let's back to this prototype. Okay, I think I have I know what we're going to implement. So first we're going to set the width will be double max infinity, right? And also give the padding. So when you set these and you save, you see the text will show on the left, right? Because we set these container weight expand the entire width of the screen. Okay, and then we're going to add some padding, constant inset or symmetric, horizontal set to 25. Okay, save. And next one will be this child. So for the child, I'm going to use a remote text, right? Inside this remote text, we have lots of attributes. So first one will be the text. It's no name parameter, so this one is required. So I'm going to pass our gen.description, right? And then we're going to implement this treat line. So set to 2, so only 2 lines of text will show. Okay, and then we're going to implement the color. Clipboard text should be primary, right? And also implement this treat mode. Should be treat mode dot line. Okay, and then we have a style. The style just for the text and the normal text. I'm going to change the color to gray, a little gray, right? So I'm going to change the color using this colors dot gray with opacity set to 0.7, and then we have a height set to 1.5. Okay, that's it. And next will be this trim the collapse text. Showing more. Also trim expanded text. Less. Okay, I think that's it, and we can save. Then you will be able to see this text, right? We can click this remote, and more text is showing up. Click this less. Okay, pretty good, huh? Okay, I think we finished this part as well. So next, the last one will be this rating and review. Okay, let's back to our Visual Studio and create another file. I just call it game review.dar, and it's a stateless widget. Review, right? And going to import a library. Make the key nullable, and also we have this again object. Rewrite its constructor again, right? And we need to import this class. So here just simple place the text, just call it review, and we save, and back to this gen info. So after this gen description, we're going to import our gen review, right? And we can save. Now you're able to see this review text showing up, and we can start from this point. So first we're going to add some padding as well. The reason I didn't give this container width because we're going to use row widget inside this column widget. So the outside will be a column widget. So it's a first column, second column, and third column. And this column I'm going to use a row widget. So if you're using row widget inside a container, by default you will expand it to the entire screen width. So we don't need to set the width for this container. So we consider, but we still need to set the padding using constant inset dot or 25. And for it is child, we consider using a column widget as I mentioned, and we implement it is children. So for the first children, it will be a row widget. And we have the children as well, and we're going to set these main axis alignment to a space between. Okay, and then for it is children, we have two texts. So the first text would be ratings and review, right? I'm going to style it, and we can make it this whole list a constant. So for the style, we're going to use a text style, and we're going to change the font weight to bold. And for the second text, will be just a view. And I also need to style it using text style. I'm going to change font size to 12 and also the color to colors.gray. Okay, let's save. Yes, pretty much it, right? And we're going to also set this cross alignment to start. And we can check. So by default it's the center, so we're going to set to cross alignment to start. Okay. And next will be this one. It's a review. So we're going to add some space after this row. Okay. Don't have a constant size box. Height should be 15. Okay. And we have a second row widget. First row and the second row would be a column widget. So let's create another row widget. First we're going to set this cross alignment. It should be start, align start. Okay, and next would be it is children. So first children will be a text game.score toString, and we can style it constant text style, and font weight should be bold, right? And also have font size 48. Okay, let's save. And for now we can scroll down. I see. Actually this persistent Sliver header will scale down when you scroll down. Okay, so this is for our first row, and second row will be a column. And I'm going to give some space, so we can use this one, constant size box, after this text. But we're going to change the height to width, right? And 50 is good. And we have a column widget. So inside the column widget, we're going to write a function which return this start. So I'm going to call it build start. Right. Okay. So we're going to implement a method. Okay, it's a widget. Return a widget. I'm going to call it build start, and you will return row, right? Also, we're going to declare a list of color. And so first color would be amber. Just copy that. So the last one would be a gray. Opacity set to 0.3. And inside this row widget, we have a children. I'm going to use the list.map. Okay, and we're going to return icon. Right, inside icon, we have icons.start. We're going to change its size to 25, and also the color, just the element in here, and the whole list we're going to turn to the list. Okay, let's save. You're able to see the start shown here, right? So the next one, so I think it should be easy, and just the text. We're going to give some space between those two and change the width to high. Probably 5 is enough. Okay, and for our second column will be a text. It came from our game object. Okay, game.review to string. Okay, to string and review. Okay, also going to style it. Constant text style. I'm going to change the color. Okay, color stock grid, and let's save. Okay, seems pretty good, but we also need change its alignment. Should be equals alignment start. Okay, let's save. Okay, it's pretty good, huh? So the last one would be this install button. So let's find still inside this column, right? Okay, so after the row, I'm going to give the space, simply using copy that and change to 15. And also we have a size the box because I want to make this button expand this entire width. So going to change the size, the width to a double infinity, but 40 high. I think 40 is enough. Right, 40. And for the trial, we're going to use elevated button. Elevated button, right? So we have on press need to implement, and also we have a child. So for it is trial, just normal text budget. So with the text install and also style it. I'm going to use text style, change the color, right? Color to white, and also going to change the font size. 18 is enough, so let's save. We still need to style the button, right? Okay. Yeah, you see this background is scaled down. Yeah, we still need to style it, this button. So we're going to implement the attribute. I think it's called style inside this elevated button. Or we can use elevated button style from. So inside this style from, we're going to set the elevation to 0, remove the background shadow, and also for primary color, I'm going to use our primary color. Going to import library, and then the last one would be the shape. I'm going to use a rounded rectangle border, right? I'm going to change the border radius. Should be border radius dot circular, probably 20. Okay. I think I maybe misspell it. Rounded rectangle border. Okay. So let's save. Okay, I think that's very good for this button. I think we finished this detail, right? You can click this remote, relast. So this for our first game. We can check our second game. It's pretty good, huh? Remote and relast. Okay. And I think that's all for this game store application. And thank you so much for watching this video until then. And also I know you guys are looking for a tutorial with backend as well, and I'm making it, so just be patient. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Some of my content, it will be a great support for me. And also open the notification so you won't miss out a future Flutter tutorial. Okay, thanks for watching. I will see you in next video.